Yo guys, it's me Matt and welcome to week 7 of the ATBA season 14. You probably are wondering where are week 5 and week 6, and to start off, first we did some trades. I dropped Galar's Lupin for Galar's Lopro and then dropped Galvantula for a load of Ninetales and also changed Aboliver's Terra types to be Terra Electric, Terra Ghost and Terra Grass instead of Terra Grass, Terra Fairy and Terra Ghost. So basically Fairy for Electric. Because I lost my Electric type then now then I dropped Prevention. I did those trades because looking forward on Lokin's matchup, although it was really a good support mon and is on paper a good support mon, facing mons like Spectria. And then in week 8 another Hail team with Slow King and Iron Bundle as the Titan. I was just not feeling the Lowkin matchups anymore. Also, like in this week, you can see the Spikemouth's Thieves that we are facing. With his mons like Heatran, Annihilate kinda, but Overkill. Those things just really annoy it, and I'm not comfortable bringing Lowkin into the matchups, so that's why I switched it to Globo to save up some points, then dropping Galvantula as my Sticky Web user. Although Sticky Webs with the combination of the opponent having to bring Default or Rapid Spin on my Defiant or competitive or Ghost mons, like Empoleon, Bishop and Best Legion and also Terra Ghost Evolver. Seems nice on paper, so far it didn't really perform, and the damage output from Galvantula just wasn't really it, especially I noticed that in the game versus Shu. So week 5, what happened week 5? I basically just before the game managed to crash my capture card, so I was not able to record and had to order a new one, which of course took a few days, and the week 6 game against Ward was I think on the Friday after that, and just after our game with Ward, or my game with Ward, I noticed that the capture card was already has already arrived and didn't saw that earlier, because especially I was on the Vienna Coldplay concert from Tuesday to Thursday, so that's why I was really like bumped out on that Friday afterwards. So yeah, how did those matches go? Week 5, the plan was to capitalize on the Aurora Veil support and have a Trick Room weakness policy Globo and a weakness policy Best Legion. But in the end, his Glemora's lead got an Earth Power crit on my Bishop that I switched in on it, which then prevented me to get up hazards, especially Stealth Rocks, to break Cornerstone, Ogreborn's Sturdy, which is quite annoying. So then I switched in Best Legion, got poison from the Toxic Debris. He triggered my weakness policy with Energy Ball, but because I was too low I didn't get to do as much damage as I wanted to do. Basically just put Keldeo to half and then killed Glemora and then died to poison. And then his Braviary came in. Braviary Hisui with a Coal Mine leftover subset with Esparine, I think is the name of that boosts speed. As my Empoleon was down, I had no way to really check this Hisui Braviary, especially because my Ninetales one was in on it, and I did not bring Anchor. I bought the Veil and I bought what was it, Dark Pulse for something, I think for the Goldengo. So yeah, against my Ninetales I was not expecting this Braviary set at all because of the matchup it has against my team in general, but then he just saw a moment, capitalized on it, and I couldn't recover. So that ended in a 5-0 in Bud's favor. Then week 6 we faced against Walk and Fargo Force, who has a really annoying 3 high tier mon core in Great Rabel, Raging Bolt and Spectria. Spectria I was really comfortable facing with my Aboliver set with Psychuck, Leech Seed Leader Train and a lowering voice, which basically annoys any potential Spectre set that I could think of, and that also worked in practice. A lowering voice with his Troll Mind Taunt Spectre set that he bought hit itself in confusion, and then I was able to psych up his Troll Mind so to force him out. Great Ravel also was neutralized quite early on with my Terra Flying Bishop as a bait. So the only thing really that was annoying was Raging Bolt, which I had some kind of sets like Taunt Tailwind, Talonflame, and I think something else. I think the Great Task always outspeeds it. In the end, Raging Bolt also wasn't really the problem. The main problem that he brought that I had was his Whimsicott. He brought a quite offensive Whimsicott, utilizing on my fairy weakness that I brought that with. And with his Moonblast and Tailwind Encore, he put quite a lot of damage into my team, so that in the end my Arboliver had to Leech Seed Whimsicott on the potential Seesaw switch in, because Seesaw was at like 10-15%, and that was the only thing because in the end he had Spectre, Seesaw and Whimsicott left. Because of the potential I had to not get beaten by Seesaw, I had to use Leech Seed and he anchored me into it. And then Moonblasted me continuously, dropped my special attack. So even when Anchor ended and Leech Seed were at 0 PP, I was not able to do any damage. I think he got like 5 special attack drops. But besides that, the game was really hex free. But he just basically put his 4th mon in Whimsicott that I was too focused on the other 3 mons in the spotlight to ruin me and get away with a 3-0 victory. So now we are really in a bad spot. We are 2 and 4 with a -8 differential, if I'm remembering correctly. Playoffs are not out of. I'm not out of yet, but it's quite tough the race. And we have to have a must-win weeks coming up. There are only 2 more weeks left. With a 4 and 4 record, it is still possible to get into playoffs, but we probably won't be in the top contender spot because those people already have like at least 5 wins. Okay, so finally, week 7. We are facing the already out of playoffs eliminated Spikemoves Thieves and those are coached by Lupin. Lupin has the team of Neuwern, Crocodile, Annihilate, Heracross, Overquill, Gardevoir, Heatran, Bellibolt, Quagsire and Glastrier. Let me just check his Terra types again. These are Bellibolt with Bug, Electric Flying, and Overquill with Poison, Water and Grass. Looking at his team, I noticed that besides Neuwern, he doesn't really have anything that is above 100 speed. And Neuwern doesn't have a good lead matchup against Ninetales. So, basing on his lead, I decided to lead with Talonflame and taunt anything potential he could have as a lead, like a Stealthrock Heatran, Neuwern, something like that, with a taunt. Either I taunt or you turn out. Then I have also Will-O-Wisp and Brave Bird, and this basically should shut down Annihilate, Crocodile, Heracross and something like that. The plan is to get in Ninetales then as soon as possible with the Light Clay again, with the Aurora Veil, Moonblast, Anquart this time, and Baton Pass. The game plan this week is the same against that we had against Bart. Set up screens, traders on weakness policies, go ham on the opponent's team. This week we have the Encore to stop any potential setup from the opponent, and then go with Baton Pass into either QM with the loaded dice with Scale Shot, Icicle Speed, Dragon Dance, Earth Power, with a mixed attacking nature minus special defense. This thing should basically sweep once Heatran is either down or weakened enough, and I get a Dragon Dance up behind the screens, because it's basically double defense because of the snow and I'm an ice type, and the Aurora Veil. Another potential sweeper this week is Empoleon with the weakness policy. I told you I'm running weakness policy again. Hydro Pump, Flash Chain and Agility Dreadnought with the competitive ability, basically for any kind of Intimidate or something like that. It should be EV'd with the modest nature to outgrow any Dragzire set, and with Dreadnought, and basically do as much damage against his team as possible, and even maybe potentially sweep. Great task, booster energy speed set, the standard Bolt Up, Headlong Rush, Close Combat Ice Spinner. If in this case Dragzire is weakened, this thing can go ham, or if Dragzire is not running any kind of unaware set. I doubt that even Dragzire would be coming with my Arboliver and my potential to freeze-dry users. That's why I also don't think Crocodile is coming, because of my top tier mons being either ice or fighting types. I'm basically expecting Annihilate, Heatran, Neuver and Glastrier. Then I'm between Gardevoir and for the last mon Overqwil or something like that. His mons don't really have that of a good matchup against me, I would say, so I feel like I'm pretty confident with my setup options. If I notice that he indeed is something really offensive, I have this leftovers Terra Electric Arboliver, which on paper doesn't lose to anything on his team. I'm full max defense, and with my natural high special defense, with Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Earth Power and Anchor, he has nothing really that threatens this thing. His ground type is Dragzire, which is slower and gets overcoded by Giga Drain. Everything else, like Crocodile, doesn't really appreciate Arboliver with Terra, because of the weakened Earthquake. Heatran, Earth Power. Only Neumann really annoys me, because I can't hit it really big, but he needs to have like a Traitor Meteor set to put a lot of damage into this Arboliver. So even if my setup options need to be stopped, or have been stopped by Lupin, I can sit back, get into Arboliver and wait for a better opportunity for a potential light screen sweep, support sweep later on. So yeah, that's the game plan this week. Hopefully we can get away with a win, hopefully with a big win, so we can get back into a potential playoff race. It will be tough, but it's still possible, especially because like the 6th and 7th spot are fighting with a 4-3, 3-4 record. So if I am able to sneak up to that, I should be fine. So yeah, see you in the battle. Okay, and we are about to face Lupin. The game plan is, as I said, set up the Veil with the Ninetales and getting QM, potentially get as much damage and or hopefully sweep with it, and as a backup I have Arboliver that is basically unkillable. He doesn't really bring Heatran this game, which is like really surprising for me. I mean, I get it. I have a great task and other mons that can deal with it, and I have coverage options that can deal with it, but that was basically his main answer to my loaded dice Dragon Dance QM after an Aurora Veil. So I see no Heatran. I wanted to lead with Talonflame, but decided in this lead that Ninetales with the Aurora Veil is basically free. The only thing that could stop it from setting up Veil is a Neuron. And against a Neuron lead, if he actually goes for a taunt, which I don't expect, I just run a Moonblast turn 1. Get that thing out of the way and set up the Veil later. Nothing in his team outspeeds Ninetales except for Neuron, so that's really easy to set up the screen. We basically need a big win to get into playoff race, so that's why I went with all these risky setup mons. And let's see, good luck, have fun to Lupin. Let's see what his answer is to my lead Ninetales Veil. He starts this game with Dragzire, and potentially fearing a freeze dry, I'm just in the safest position to glitch my whale. He needs to respect the freeze try, he could not taunt, he could dodge it or set up hazards, I don't really mind. If I have my whale up, I can potentially set up turn 2 and try to let a win. He has to respect the freeze try though, so I think he'd rather switch this thing out, which he does, and he switches in his Annihilate. I think he was trying to predict me to attach the Dreadsire to Regenerate for a great task end game, so this Annihilate gets a Rage Freeze boost, but I just glitched my Whale. Now I was debating on glitching Moonblast to lower or to get a lot of damage, but not wanting to trigger Defiant with some special attack drops potentially. I just Baton Pass out, go into my Talon Flame, I got the Veil up, I'm basically free to play around a bit to position myself better. If he's a madman and glitch Stone Age, he had a great prediction, but he actually revealed the Fire Punch, which does nothing on my Talon Flame. I could have taunted here, but I decided he has no real Will-O-Wisp switching. Everything kinda gets annoyed by it, so I just glitched that move, see what his Annihilate does. He didn't reveal Stone Edge, so I don't think I have anything to fear right now. And yeah. He might predict me to go for a flying move or something like that. I mean, Dreadsire seems to be like his most obvious switching as a physical defensive mon to check me. But even the burn chip damage is appreciated on it. So let's see what he does. But yeah, I feel like he switches. Yeah, there we go. He switches out his Ape for the Dreadsire indeed. And we go for the Wisp. Now, he could go for a water move, but I'm behind the Whale. I think like, okay, I'm gonna taunt this thing to prevent any kind of toxic or hazards or recover to go off. I'm gonna taunt this thing and then U-turn into my setup sweeper and try to see if we can sweep already. So the taunt comes off as he is going to click the rocks. So here you see the taunt goes off. Dreadsire is taunted. I was not really fearing a water move behind the Veil, and the Stealth Rods were taunted and didn't work. He now reveals to be leftovers. With the burn, it basically around cancels it out. And thinking of, okay, he has taunt, not taunt, he has Stealth Rods, probably Earthquake. I feel like this is the best opportunity to not go for QM, but to go for Empoleon and try to get the agility set up. He shows the liquidation, which did nothing really behind the Veil, and the snow stops now. But we still have the Veil up, so Empoleon looks really fine. We just click the agility. We are hoping for him to click Earthquake as he is burned and we have the Veil up. That's basically a triggered weakness policy, and the +2 speed and +2 special attack Empoleon just basically goes wild against him. But at least we go for the +2 speed. If he switches out, then something needs to take this Hydro Pump and or Flash Cannon. I still don't know if his Dreadsire is Water Absorb or Unaware, but he switches out because maybe he doesn't even have an Earth move, like Earth Trick or something like that, because I have the Avoliva. But he goes into his Belly Bolt. I got the agility off, and not fearing an electric move, potentially fearing Discharge with a paralysis, I just felt like clicking Hydro Pump here. do as much damage to this belly bolt as possible, which is basically the whole game plan. And if he attacks me with an electric move, I get my weakness policy off, and with the agility as well, I should be really fine. So let's see how much this Hydro Bump does to him. Here comes the Hydro Bump, we don't miss. Instead we crit him about half. He gets his Electromorphosis off and goes for the Machot. And this is a mistake, because the speed drop triggers my competitive and the weakness policy now gets triggered, so I am a +4/+1 Empoleon. And I don't think he has any way to switch in anymore. I did the tells here, even if it tries to switch in Dreadsire or Bellybolt. From this range, a +4 Grass Knot kills the Bellybolt. I don't need to risk the Hydro Pump to miss. Grass Knot comes out, and Empoleon takes the first kill of the game. And now I'm wondering, okay, the Veil is gone, but how does he outspeed and deal with Empoleon? Like, I think at +1 speed only Gardevoir could outspeed me if he's tough. And Neumann definitely outspeeds him, but both of those mons are specially offensive, and Empoleon has really decent special defense, naturally. So he could switch into Annihilate, depending on his investment, can take Hydro Pump or Flash Cannon. Hydro Pump I don't think really, Flash Cannon he could take. So let's see what he switches in. I feel pretty good right now with this Empoleon. He might even sweep here. So what's his switching? His switching is the Ape. I did the tails here. Hydro Pump can miss, but Hydro Pump is a guaranteed 1 KO. You know what's also nearly, like, at least 99% damage if I'm sorry, I just got a bit confused because I saw that boosts, and of course they come from the weakness policy. I did the calcs. Flash Cannon at +4 against an Annihilate. If his full HP invested does at least 99%. So I decided to go for the roll and just pick up the second kill. Yeah, and Napoleon at +4 is really scary, it turns out. Hydro Bomb could have missed, but Flash Cannon with the 100% accuracy and a good roll on my end, I think, if he's max HP. If he's not, then it's a guaranteed KO. But yeah, Napoleon seems to be just running wild now. Can I just say, I really appreciate how Gen 9 and the Switch games made this deal look really awesome on the mons. Like, I noticed it especially on the Magneton line, but now also on Napoleon I see it, like the sharp fins on his wings and on the back. Not bad. Not looking bad. Gardevoir comes in now. If he's tough, he outspeeds me, but the Thunderbolt does nothing. Not really nothing, but like at least max 50-60%. If he's a madman, he just brings in the scarf for the Destiny Bond. But then, okay, it's a good win on his end. But I would have done it before the ape switches, so I feel like he's running out of options to deal with my Empoleon. I actually did not expect Empoleon to beat a sweep at this game. I was fully leaning on the Theorem and actually had a Scarf Empoleon set, Scarf Empoleon on the original team, but I just always found myself clicking a water move and him bringing a water absorb Quagsire. So he actually returns the Gardevoir, which is a play I did not understand at all. But okay, here comes the Flash Cannon. +4 against the Quagsire. This basically confirms he is unaware. But unaware or Water Absorb, I have the coverage move for this thing. I'm just gonna click it. I have no reason to overprotect anything at this point. I just attack what is in front of me, and we are clicking the Grass Knot. It doesn't matter if he's unaware, even a regular Grass Knot unboosted would. I'm elite to kill a Quagsire unboosted with the Grass Knot. And we already revealed the Grass Knot and has the Belly Ball, so it's not like he thinks he's safe against me. I mean, he wouldn't be safe because it is not Water Absorb, but still. So yeah. I don't understand the Gardevoir switch out. So here comes the Grass Knot, and Quagsire is gone. So the third kill for Quagsire, for Empoleon. 3 kills already. Yay. I didn't understand the Gardevoir switch out there, but maybe he was like predicting me to switch out, something like that. Maybe that I was fearing a Thunderbolt or a Focus Blast, but even then I think all of those moves the Gardevoir can throw at an Empoleon I could live. So he only has his Neuvan and this Overthrill in the back. Overthrill would have been really funny if he switches it in and he's an Intimidate set, because then my Empoleon would be at +6 special attack. I didn't think competitive would be that big of a change on Empoleon, but you know, here comes the Overthrill. He is not Intimidate, so he's probably Swift Swim or Poison Touch. I did the Carls. I mean, he could have Terra Water or something like that. I just went for the damage. It's not like Overthrill does anything to an Empoleon. But yeah, it would have been really funny if he was Intimidate, so my competitive triggers again, and I would be an Empoleon at +6 special attack. I didn't really think the Defiant to competitive changed much for Empoleon, but because I usually run Torment anyway, but now in this game, with the Mudshot help from his end, basically let this Empoleon get all 6 kills. Like now Gardevoir is the 5th kill, and his only mon left is the Neuvan, which although fairly is faster than me. What does a Neuvan do to an Empoleon? The defensive typing of Water and Steel is just really something that I really appreciate in most drafts, and I noticed lately that I drafted Empoleon a lot of times already. Here comes the Flamethrower, it does about 25%ish, I would say. Flash Cannon comes out, kills the Neuvan, and we win this game 6-0 against Lupin. It's not like it mattered for Lupin because he was out of the playoff race anyway, but it really was a needed win for me. GG, and see ya in the next games.